Youts, Ab Kilasunugwa. Hello, I'm called Ab. And in this video, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the lateral symbols in islak. So the past couple of videos, I've gone over some of these symbols. First, I went over this symbol here, which is a lowercase l with a squiggly line going through it. This is called the tilde L, and it sounds like Last video, I talked about this symbol here, which is called the lambda. A lambda, and it sounds like dl, like a D and an L together as one sound. In this video, I wanted to talk about the barred lambda. So you can see it looks exactly the same as the lambda, except it has a line going through it. That's the bar, and that's why it's called the barred lambda. So I'm going to switch to my Word document here. I've got some examples that I'll go through with you guys to give you a better example of how this symbol sounds. So you can see here, this is the barred L, or the barred lambda, and these are the words that I have to illustrate the sound of that symbol. So I want to point out that this is another sound that is often confused with other sounds. So this sounds like a T and an L together as one sound. It starts off as a T and ends with L, but it's a voiceless sound. So it sounds like T, T. And it often gets confused with like a CL sound, like clam, or a KL. So it's not kla, it's tla, tl. So if you listen closely, you should hear a difference. Kla is a mispronunciation of it. Tla is the proper pronunciation. So I've got a couple, it was really difficult to find English words that come close to this. The only word that I could really come up with that is similar to this in English is the last name Maitland. And I've also got some compound words here. Normally this would be two separate words, but I decided to combine them so that you can get a better idea of how it sounds. So pit lamp, those are two separate sounds, the T and the L, and then boat launch. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go through these with English pronunciation first, and then I'll switch into more of the Haisla pronunciation. I'll take these English words and put Haisla pronunciation into them. So this first one is Maitland. Maitland. The next one is pit lamp. Pit lamp. And the last one is boat launch. Boat launch. Now, if you listen closely, you'll hear that I'm separating the T and the L. Now I'm going to combine them, and you'll get more of the Haisla sound coming through. So the first one is Maitland. Maitland. The next one is pit clamp. Pit clamp. And the last one is boat launch. Boat launch. So now you get a better idea of the actual sound in islak as opposed to English. So those are English words that you can use to practice. You can separate the T and the L when you're pronouncing the English words at first. Then you can switch them into more of the Haisla word where you're combining the T and the L together. And I've got some Haisla words here to use as practice. So the first word is tlakya. Tlakya means to paddle. So this is a verb. This is if you're actually paddling. So that is tlakya. The next word is batli. Batli. So this is actually a measurement where you hold your arm straight out like this. And that's basically the equivalent of a fathom. which is 6 feet. So that's batli. That's a measurement that's used mostly in marine environments. And then the last word here, this was really difficult to find, and I'll explain why a little bit later on. But this word is owalatequit. 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 And this means thank you. So the reason why I had a lot of difficulty finding a word like this was it's very much like the lambda, where very few words end with this barred lambda sound. More often than not, it'll have a suffix after it, and that suffix could turn that barred lambda into a different sound. So if we took this owalatequit and added something to it, like the word gintz, gintz means it's mine and it's close to me. It signifies possession and also signifies location. So when this is added, this is a suffix, so it has to be added to a word. It can't be separate. It changes this barred lambda into that tilde L that we looked at in the past couple of videos. So it becomes owalatequilkins. Owalatequilkins. And that means I thank you, or my thanks. So my thanks, because gintz means it's mine and it's close to me. So I'm going to switch to my webcam here, and I'm going to show you what's happening in my mouth when I'm making this barred lambda sound. So it's very much like the lambda, where I'm taking the tip of my tongue, the back of the tip of my tongue, and I'm putting it behind the bump, behind my upper front teeth. So it's kind of like this. That's what it should look like when you get ready to make a barred lambda sound. And it sounds like and again, it's a voiceless sound, so you're not saying kla, you're saying when it's by itself. It's going to sound a little bit differently when you use it in a word. If it's in front of another sound. So I'll go over the Heisler words again, and you can watch my mouth, and that'll give you a better idea of how to make the sound. So the first Heisler word is klakya. Klakya. The next word is batli. Batli. And the last word is owalatequit. Owalatequit. So that's the barred lambda. Hopefully this was helpful to you. In the next video, we'll take a look at this same symbol but with an apostrophe over top. It changes the sound a little bit. Until next time, remember, learning is its own reward. Exquiguelas. Wah.